And you spoke earlier about being impatient, being intolerable in terms of
not intolerable. I said I can't be.
You can be. You can be. Like that, you can be. I mean, how does that? How are you then able to then manage with? Let me put this very diplomatically now. Graduates who may not be on your wavelength, so people who you work with who may not be on your wavelength, and you think, what planet is this guy from? How has that panned out over the years and in your various organizations?
Well, I think the key thing is, first of all, knowing those aspects of one's personality or behavior, and then finding ways to manage it. When I told you that my PA said, you're scattered, the reason why she's doing the job that she's doing is to tidy me up, okay? And therefore, the first thing is surrounding myself with people who will help me manage those areas that I'm dealing with. When I say I can be intolerant, it's not about not tolerating other people's views. If anything, in fact, I tend to accept people who are more contrarian than people who are conformists. If I'm interviewing somebody and I find that the person is sort of speaking according to a particular script or saying things that I think that I'm not interested. I'm not interested at all. So I'm not sure that being young, or well, when you say younger people, does not correlate with having the same ideas. I wouldn't be here if I thought that, because I think you're a much younger man than I am. I wouldn't be here if I didn't think that there were things that I could learn from you. So when I say being intolerant, sometimes being impatient, it is that I actually want things to move much faster than they are. I just don't have the luxury of time for stuff. I have a lot of time to listen to the same young people who want to talk to me about their careers, want to talk to me about the challenges, the new businesses that they're setting up, and so on. If anything, if you talk to people I mentor, they will tell you that she cries more than the bereaved, in the sense that she thinks that, my business is only in Lagos, you should be in Port Harcourt and Abuja by now. So I just want to put that in context, that I can't be intolerant, because I'm impatient with the pace of a lot of things. I'm intolerant of the situation that we're in our country right now. In fact, that's my biggest headache, because my children are beginning to ask me questions which I give them fuzzy answers to. And I can imagine those girls in 10, 15 years' time, when they're in their 20s, saying to me, "Mommy, were you a passenger are you a passenger in life? Or is your life just a conveyor belt that you got on at one end, you're getting off at the other end? Because what have you spent, 50 or 60 years doing?" So I'm actually very impatient, for example, about the situation in our country, in our great country, and the fact that in terms of development, we're not where we should be. And I don't think that has anything to do with age. I think it has more to do with the fact that, and as I say to people, when I start a job, I begin to plan my exit from day one. It's to do with legacy. What would I, at 70, say I have done to contribute, to the development of the country? How would I be able to face, younger people than you when they ask the kind of questions we ask, people in their 70s now? So that impatience and intolerance is born out of, I guess, maybe even a quest for perfection in certain ways, and the helplessness of not being able to do all that I can.
Mm-hmm.